something first?
I thought it was going to be you. I feel like it's always me.
Is
Did you
it?
hear? Did you hear the news of the day?
No. Did I?
Well, I'm saying it's the news of the day because you know how sometimes when you open up a new tab, I don't know if this is the same thing on Safari. I have PCs, but when you open up a new tab in Chrome or Microsoft Edge or Firefox or whatever, there's like news headlines that come up, like little
Yes.
boxes. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Is it the same on Safari?
No.
Okay. Well, you work at PCs at
Yes.
work. Okay. So I don't know if I was more in tune with this because it involved my last name, but I apparently there's a new Scooby Doo movie coming out, and apparently in the Scooby Doo movie, Velma starts crushing hard on another woman, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, they finally revealed Velma's gay," and I was like, "Wow!" Like I didn't know that people were waiting on this.
I
But
didn't either.
apparently,
I did hear someone say I could be Velma's girlfriend, and she was a girl. And I don't remember who it was or where I heard this or where I saw this. But yeah, so I guess I did hear that today, but I did not know it was about the movie. I didn't know the movie was coming out. I know there's a Blue's Clues movie coming out.
I am also very excited about the Blue's Clues movie. But just staying with the Velma thing quickly, like
All right.
I wonder now. I'm bringing up like multiverse. Like there must be a multiverse because you remember those live action, which honestly those are my favorite. The live action Scooby Doo movies when we
Yes.
were growing up. Like I think I had a VCR tape of Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
All right.
And I would watch that. But in that movie, didn't Velma go on a date with like whoever Seth Green's character playing? Like the whole thing was she was in that latex like jumpsuit or something.
Latex. I don't know. I never saw it. In fact, I don't think I've ever
Oh, no,
seen a
not latex.
Scooby Doo movie. I was like,
Never seen-
what type?
No,
what type
but
of
you know
date
what
was this?
No, but
It's American Horror Story.
well, it was. You've definitely seen it. I feel like I have to pull it up.
I feel like I haven't seen it.
Let's see, Velma, orange jumpsuit.
I haven't seen a single Scooby Doo movie.
You've never seen a single
show.
Have you? For some reason, I feel like you would love the live action ones. You've never seen a.
Maybe.
It's my family. You've
Okay.
never seen this.
Sorry, Scooby Doo. Oh, it's actually. Wait, I get it. That's your family, Scooby Doo.
Yes.
Scoobert Doobert. His full
Scoobert
name.
Doobert. That is his full name. Is
Yes.
Doobert his full name?
That's
Why would they? I've never heard someone. Well, I guess I have. I was going to say I've never heard a nickname for a last name, but like Smith, Smitty,
Point of Doobert.
Gervasithin, Gervasi.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Oh, Velma's hot.
Well.
And she looks like she's starring in the Oops, I Did It Again music video.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, wow, like multiverse, because maybe in the animated, the movie that's coming out is animated. Maybe in the animated world, she's gay, but in the live action version, she's not. I don't know. I'm thinking way too much into this, but I was distracted by this headline because it was multiple sources that kept popping up on the little breaking news or top headlines of the day, and so I don't know. I
love
figured I
that.
would bring it to the show because I
I
thought
love that for Velma.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I heard about I heard about it from you. The Blue's Clues
Blue's Clues
movie. And you
Yes.
sent me the link and I hated it until I saw Steve, and that just wrecked me. Because,
You hated the movie until you saw Steve?
well, the trailer, until I saw Steve, because I was like, what
okay.
is this live action? I mean, I know it's kind of, the show is kind of live action, but I don't like that it's now like 3D animation. But then I saw Steve and I was like, hey, it's you. You know how he did that, like, that video?
I think he did that in the trailer, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he did. I think he did. And I was like, hey, it's you and your lack of hair.
I must have misread your text because I thought you were
You did
loving-
misread it.
and you didn't think to correct me yesterday when we were talking about it.
No, I felt like I did kind of correct you. Also, I was in bed,
Oh, well,
wasn't I?
I don't remember. But
did you know?
I
I
thought you loved the movie until Steve showed up.
Absolutely not. Steve was my first like idol. Did you know? And then we can move off of this because we have a action-packed episode today. Did you know that? So Steve's real name is Steve, and Josh's real name is Josh. We've talked about this on the show, I think. Now that I think
we talked about it around this time of year last year.
Did we?
Because we were talking about Halloween costumes.
Yes, we were. Okay, Joe's name is Donovan.
It's Donovan Patton,
Why?
right?
Why? And he's like, yeah. And I think he's like 50. Oh my gosh, I see the number 143 all the time. And there are 143 episodes of Blue's Clues. Wow.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. Okay, well, Donovan's like, I believe he's in his 50s, which is wild. I could be completely wrong.
Would that mean that Steve? I'm assuming that each host is younger than the next.
He's 44. Donovan's 44, so he's not in his 50s, but he is 44. I want to look up Steve.
Steve Byrne, right?
Byrne? Yeah, Steve Burns.
Byrne.
Yeah, he is 48. Josh has to be like significantly younger. Wow, he comes up as suggested because I just looked up the other two.
I love that
He's
Josh
33.
has his like own influencer career on the side.
Does he?
I'm pretty sure.
Good on you, Josh. Oh, Josh, these pictures. Anyways,
okay.
What are we doing here?
Care to share with the class?
No.
We're keeping this episode family friendly?
Yes.
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's only taken 7 minutes.
Yeah, no, but that was a great intro. I'm good. I have a fun little anecdote for my intro today.
Please.
And it was just like a feel good story. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe you hate kindness. I went to, not you specifically.
You, the listener.
You, the listener. Hey, it's you.
Hey, it's you. Maybe we should break the fourth. We do that all the time. It's nothing.
We do that all the time. It's a podcast. I had therapy today, and then I was like, oh, I need to eat something, but I only have 15 minutes left of my break because I do therapy in the car, like on Zoom. And I was like, I'm gonna go to Dunkin' Donuts. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, I'm gonna get myself a small culotta, like a little treat for myself, and I guess I'll just get a donut. I was gonna get a muffin. This was not a healthy snack, but whatever. And I got a jelly donut because they didn't have a pumpkin muffin. So I was like, okay, I really like jelly donuts. If you don't, then you're wrong. But I went and I paid for it. I was in the drive-thru and I tipped the person. And then he gave me the donut and the culotta and I drove off, epic style. And then I got back to work and I opened it and he gave me 3.
Oh.
And I was like, that's so nice.
We love that.
Yeah. And I don't know if
awesome.
it was because I tipped or just he was also feeling nice. I mean, I did give him the tip in cash and said, like, you could keep the change. But, like, I wasn't expecting anything. He could have just, honestly, he could have been trying to get rid of their inventory. But it was only $2.45.
I'm going to say, did you pay him and then he filled the bag with donuts? Or
I don't
was
know.
The bag pre-filled?
Well, actually, yes, I think he did do it after because he initially forgot the donut. And he handed me my culotta and said, have a good day. And I was like, oh, I had a donut, a jelly donut. And he was like, oh, okay. And he went and got it. He was super nice. And I just really appreciated it. And I haven't eaten the other 2 donuts yet because I only needed 1. But I did bring the 2 of them home and I offered them to people in the office. It was just really nice. It was a nice, like, gesture.
Jester.
It was a nice gesture.
It was a nice gesture.
He started dancing.
Yes. he put on his little 3-pronged hat and just decided to dance for you.
Yes.
Really.
Have you seen the video?
Tip. What?
Have you seen the video of Michelle Obama addressing? So I forget who she's addressing. I think it's Beyonce. No, it is Beyonce, and she says, "Hey," but someone edits it to say, "Hey, clown," and it's like, "Jester, you've done it again." And it has nothing to do with Beyonce, but it's like constantly raising the bar for the circus, and it's like a serious voiceover, like the parts that she's not actually saying. I don't know. I send it to Claire all the time, and she sends it to me.
Sometimes anyways, that's the areas of the internet that you have reached are so foreign.
It's Twitter. It's Twitter.
Oh, that's why, because I don't have Twitter.
You're better off.
And we go back to Stan culture and Elon Musk.
Yes.
No, just kidding.
How are you? Let's hear it.
I'm good. It's been a productive week. I think I said that last time. I've been meeting with clients, which has been fun, and they're all really nice people, and their families are adorable, and just been a good time. Yeah, you and I are going to see a movie tomorrow night. I'm excited about that.
We are. We're going to see Bros, even though I'm, shout out Ashley, a forever sister.
I'm doing well. I'm excited to go to the movie. You and I have some, we'll probably announce this later on, but like weeks in advance when we have more planned. But you and I have been planning some fun things, fun recreational activities.
God, I love recreational activities.
With friends, social activities. With friends, and for like a weekend or something. And
for a weekend.
Yeah, that will be fun. What I'm grateful for is the flexibility still of what my job brings, because if I'm meeting with clients, I'm mostly meeting with clients like after school,
mm-hmm. After their school, just being clear. Yes. Justin is not in school.
Yes, I'm not in school after their school, but that's been nice. And yeah, I don't know, just it gives me still the ability to potentially travel, and yeah, I don't know. It's been a good experience, and I'm grateful for this, and I'm grateful for planning things because I really like planning things together. And
I do too.
You and I feel like I've been planning lots of different things, and Lauren and other people
plotting,
and we're planning and plotting, and I love it. Like, I can't be stressed by planning things. Like you could. I'd be curious to check back in, like,
you might be a little stressed
years down the road when I'm like, I feel like my wife would be, or fiance would be, planning the wedding, because that, like, traditionally the bride's family does that, but I don't feel
I will not have a bride that plans the wedding. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't feel like if I'm not going to be a groomzilla or a bridezilla or whatever, like, I feel like it would be fun. I mean,
and fresh,
money wise, maybe stressed, but
all right.
In terms of,
don't worry,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll check back in.
Okay.
Years down the road, but yeah. What are you grateful for?
My job right now. I'm really like that. It keeps me, financially well, I guess.
That's always nice.
And that it's allowing me to grow in the position, and hopefully grow through the position that I'm in, which would be pretty fun and pretty fresh, dare I say.
So what are we talking about, sir?
Good
sir?
We are talking about, as I'm like drawing over my notes right now, we are going to be talking about self-care and relaxation. So we've sprinkled this when we were planning this, and I just want to, we'll break the fourth wall again. I was shocked we haven't done this already, because we've talked a lot about it, but we've never focused on it for an episode. So I am not an expert in self-care. In fact, I am an expert in...
But I am, don't worry. No. I'm just kidding.
You suck at it too. I'm actually an expert at being hard on myself, as is Justin. I'm just going to speak for him, because I won't speak for you, King. allow you.
Allow me.
Yes.
Yeah, I can be a workaholic sometimes. And it's really funny because I feel like nowadays, and I'm probably not alone, we'll go from screen to screen. And I feel like we've definitely talked about this. You're right when we say we sprinkled this here and there, but I work on a computer, as many of us do. And then
Love.
when I decide, okay, I'm gonna, clock out for the day and go relax, where do I go? On the couch, on another screen, my phone, or on another screen, TV. So I think this episode will be, and you were talking about this off air, Nick. It will not only be like helpful to remind people and maybe like either remind people or inform people about good self care activities or tips or just ways to rest and it being beneficial for you, but it will also be a good resource for us to kind of go back to and be like, hey, you're kind of not taking care of yourself even a little. Like let's remind ourselves of this. So I'm excited.
Thank you for that long explanation, in which you added to my long explanation, because
it's our show. We could do what we want.
yes. It's. I mean, we do have a problem with length, but that's an us problem.
What?
That just sounded so bad. But you started that. I didn't know where you were going. I didn't know where you were going with that. You are dirty.
Did you not hear what you just said?
No, I meant the link. I swear to God, I meant it so innocently. We talk a little bit too much, but that's okay. That's why we have a podcast. I just want this episode to be a hub that I can go back to for myself and yes. And are you okay?
I'm in a goofy mood. I don't know. I'm just in a goofy mood.
You have one more strike, and then I'm doing this episode on my own. I'm kidding.
You're enforcing self-care by logging me off of this show.
Yes. You just mid-sentence, you get, like, removed from the group.
You become the host and just nope.
I forget what I was saying. Oh, no, I just want it to be a hub that I can come back to and for ideas on how to take care of myself or how to relax when I'm not doing the best job of it, and to learn new ideas from you. So, without further ado, what are some ways you take care of yourself? What's your favorite thing to do to relax in the name of self-care?
Well, this isn't really self-care, but like I've talked about this before, but having a physical way of creating a boundary between my, say, like work time and my time that's for me is really nice. Like I don't know if it's the same thing as like, oh, having a to-do list and then like having the satisfaction of crossing something off. But when I'm done working and say I've been working on my laptop, the satisfaction, I won't close my laptop all day, even if I'm going to take a break or I'm going to eat lunch or something. But at the end of the day, I shut my laptop down, I close it. So that's like really nice because then I know I'm done. That's not really self-care, but that's just like something that I've been doing that's like really nice.
Honestly, I think anything that enhances your mood or how you're feeling is self-care, so I would count it.
So, yeah, I think that's something that I do to kind of create a boundary. Something else I've talked about is when I'm working from home, or not even just when I work from home, because when I've been going to the office lately, I do this too. When I'm done for the day, although it's been tricky with my broke foot, I will exercise right away. And we have a little exercise set up in my basement at my home, and that's like something that is really helpful too, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna work, exercise, and that's like a hard boundary between my day as well. And then I'll go through my list, and then you can go through your list, and we
King of going through his list.
Okay. Something else that I do is I'm an extrovert, and as you all know, I currently live at home, and
I've heard of it.
With my parents, and so
I've heard of them.
I obviously talk to my parents a lot, but I miss talking with my friends, and so a lot of what I do is for self-care is I will make phone calls to my friend.
Mm.
And that's been really nice because I don't really have an agenda sometimes about what we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk for hours, we'll talk for minutes, we'll talk for, however long, they have time. If it's not a good time, it might be seconds. They just be like, hey, I'm busy. And I'll be like, all right, cool, see you.
I'll see you around.
But I'll see you around. But that's been really nice.
Can I say something there? That's funny because it really is. It shows that energizes you versus like me. I have a lot of FaceTime. Like I like to FaceTime people. That's like one of my ways of like cellular communication, I guess, that I prefer.
Sure.
But I get off FaceTimes at the end of the night after being on like 3, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't done a single thing for myself today.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, and yet that's part of my self-care. So yeah, that's just proof that it can be different for anybody. Or like something could work for me and it could not work for you, our listener, or for Nick. And then finally, just 2 more things. One of them is as you know, I have my house. I have a hot tub, and so just like sitting in the hot tub is just something that I like to do. Just sit there. I lied. There's that one and 2 more.
Okay.
The hot tub. I like, as I mentioned at the top of this episode, planning things for the future. And I know that's not necessarily immediate self-care, but for me, I like having something to look forward to, because I think what we talked about in our burnout episode is that the monotony of just going through the same motions every day can get to me pretty quickly, which is again part of the reason why I like my new job, is because every day is different. But I like having something that, even if it's like long term, I like having something to look forward to. So planning the thing that I had alluded to with you, or this episode is coming out before Halloween, like planning what we're doing for Halloween.
Yes. I
like having those things. So whether it be like a big thing, like a trip, or even just, okay, I'm getting dinner with so-and-so, then I like doing that. And then the final thing is, and it sounds so cliche, but meditation. And not in the sense that I feel like when everyone thinks meditation, they think the Buddhist practice, they think yoga mat, they think Om, they think crossing your legs, your fingers in this, like O position. Not in that sense. The way I see meditation is logging off from all electronic devices and just sitting in a space and like clearing my mind. And it doesn't have to be for minutes long, or Nick just made his meditative face. It doesn't have to be for like minutes long or hours long. It could be however you want it. And sometimes it's just a couple of minutes, or maybe even a couple of seconds. But having those pauses in the day, and I think our brains do it naturally too. Like, you ever been working on something and then you zone out? That's
just kidding.
That's in a way kind of meditation. So
yes.
If it's appropriate, like leaning into that when you start to zone out. Obviously, if you're in the middle of something that's important for your work or your job or something else, don't do that. But if your brain starts to do it, I feel like our bodies know what they need and what they want a lot of the time. So listening to your body and just saying like, all right, I'm tired, I'm gonna just rest my eyes, fall asleep for a bit, for a nap, again in an appropriate time, that's a way of self-care. Or just zoning out and meditating and just not doing anything, but like clearing your mind, that's a form. So I listed a lot of things. I don't know if they're like your typical, read a book, cook, I mean, I said exercise, but I don't know. That's kind of like what I do, and I feel like those are the personal things that I do for self-care. And I might add some if I come to think of them as you list yours, but
of course. Let me list all 25 of mine. No.
Yeah.
I think meditation yeah, it might sound cliche, but there are so many different forms of meditation, whether you're using the Calm app or is it the Mindful app? Is that the blue one? Or Headspace. Headspace is
Headspace.
the orange one.
Yeah,
I
Calm is
just
the
think
blue
of
one.
the Calm is the blue one, you're right. I recently found a meditation called the Glass Body Meditation that Kimberly Quinlan does on her Your Anxiety Toolkit podcast, which we will link in the promoting other podcast, but in the description of this episode. But I think it's episode 9 of her podcast. I really like that one. It's so relaxing. It really just, the concept of it is just like you picture yourself. I guess it's a mindful thing to like help you concentrate on one thing and also at the same time let your mind drift. But you picture yourself, but your body is entirely made of glass and it's a silhouette. And then it's very visual. And then you picture that body is hollow and it's filled to the very top with your favorite color of water. And she goes through like what, different colors basically, like just to kind of, just get you imagining things. And then she says to imagine that there are 2 pin-size holes in your big toe, like in one in each, which sounds so funny. And it basically just drains the water, and she like discusses, like she leads you through it. It's really relaxing.
Weird, as I was thinking about that, I just had a really weird sensation come over me as I was thinking about that. Just
was it ASMR related?
I don't know if it was ASMR, but just thinking of my body being like filled with water, which life is, but like,
it is
in this meditation.
It's
and
pretty
then
water in this
slowly
meditation.
Drain out from head to toe is. Wow, that was cool. I like that.
Yeah, but she does it in a relaxing way, and she has what I believe to be a British accent. It might be Australian. I'm not 100% sure.
You're so worldly.
I am. It might be. She might be from New Zealand. I'm joking about that part. If you listened to Zach's episode, you would know what I'm talking about. That's Zach Bryce, episode 25. But that leads me to another ASMR. I love ASMR. I stumbled on it by accident when I was like.
To clarify though, do you meditate? Do you practice meditation?
Yeah, I'll like listen to those to those meditations. Sometimes I'll use ASMR. I love ASMR. I discovered it pretty early. I was actually the founding ASMR artist. No, I was not, but I did find it pretty early. I was like 14 when I discovered it. And I was like, "Oh, I've had that feeling before." Do you get that? ASMR, let me just back up. It's autonomy sensory meridian response. What does that mean? To be honest, I have no clue. But I know it gives you like tingles in your body. That sounds horrible, but like it just makes you like it gives you like goosebumps, and it's very pleasing and relaxing. Have you know what it is? We've talked about this.
I do know what it is. I didn't know. I'd never thought that it stood for something. I mean, it makes sense. It stood for something, but I never thought about that. The only ASMR that I've enjoyed, because I don't know, some of it can be whack, but
yeah, there's one that's like you've been kidnapped and you're tied, and it's like, what?
That sounds like it's going in a direction that we don't want to.
No, it's not. But... no, it's not. It's really not. There's nothing like, it's just like, why?
Yeah, well, yeah, so the one that I've liked, I'm trying to think, someone showed it to me. It was on TikTok or Instagram Reels, and it was literally just someone organizing things and putting them into like different Tupperwares or
that's
mason
pretty
jars,
popular.
or yeah.
I like
I don't like the chewing though.
Oh, I love
chewing. No.
Well, I like the gum chewing. I like the haircut role plays with the gum chewing and like the scissors and the water bottle spraying.
What do you mean haircut role plays?
It's like you're like getting your haircut essentially. It's like you listen to it. You're not participating in anything. Like if you start talking to your screen, it's a little weird. But no, it's really relaxing. It's really there are a bunch of them. There's an artist, Whispers Unicorn. I don't think she makes videos anymore, but I guess we'll give her a plug too on YouTube. And she does some really good ones. There are spa day ones. They're nice. There's the comedic meditation. Oh wait, we did that. Episode 40. But they have these mics. They're called binaural mics, and it's basically like surround sound in your ears, and they get really close to the mic. But that's ASMR. But I do things. I actually do things that aren't weird too.
So we have meditation and ASMR too.
Yeah,
For
which are like
self-care.
kind of the same thing in a way. Also different, but in the same vein. Also
In the
one
same
thing
vein.
in the same vein, if you will. I have said this before, but my happy place. There is nothing better in the world. Do you know what it is? What's my happy place?
Your car?
No.
The shower. The toilet.
Yes, the toilet. The toilet. A close second.
The toilet.
A close second, where I do most of my meditation.
The toilet is here. Why did I say that?
I don't know, but it's not wrong.
Well, I'm glad it's not wrong, because otherwise, I'm a fool.
You're not a fool, King. Yeah, no, I like the toilet, but that's not on my list. That did not make my list. I love the shower. It is the safest place for me. I think it's like partly to do with like the closed space. Like I like it. Closed spaces don't freak me out. In fact, I like them. I love working in a cubicle. But I thought you were just like bringing on into view like a massive like vase.
No.
Or vase, whatever you want.
This is water.
Some people say vase. I hate that.
Imagine if I was so quirky that I only drank out of vases.
That would be weird.
Told you, I'm in a goofy mood, folks. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get some weird
you
shit.
are, but speaking of the shower, here's where you come in, because you bought me. No, I'm serious. You bought me paper for the shower, and I don't know what the brand is called, but its tagline is "No more bad ideas down the drain." And as silly as this might sound, I try to write one affirmation on the wall in the shower each morning. And so some examples, I wrote down the last 3 that I did. And they sound silly, or, why would you do that? But if it gets you through the day, especially when you're struggling, to highlight one positive thing about yourself. So this was when I was not doing well. You are strong enough to tolerate this discomfort. The second one was you make people smile. And the third one, when I couldn't think of one, which is, this one is true, is you are creative. And that's just kind of, I like to try and think, and this doesn't always happen, but I like to try and make that like the not the mantra of the day, but like that's my positive thought towards myself for the day. And I also like to come up with one thing I'm grateful for that morning. Or I also have a journal given to me by, I'm going to humble brag here, given to me by Cynthia Germanotta, mother of Stephanie Germanotta, professionally known as Lady Gaga.
Ow!
Thank you for assaulting my ears.
You do it to me all the time.
I do it to you all the time. I was going to say it's so deserved. And in fact, it should have been louder. But I really like doing that too. And do you still use your shower pad of paper?
So I would, but I ran out of paper.
You need more. I'll buy it for you.
Suction cupped to the shower with nothing there, and it's sad.
For a while I wasn't using mine when you got it for me, because it was stuck in Baltimore when we were in lockdown. And because I put it in my apartment when I was living there, and then I was like, I'll be back. I wasn't back. But and then I couldn't use it for a while because the pencil broke, and I was like, oh, I didn't think that. Oh, it's
what'd
just
you do
a normal
to the pencil?
kind of. Well, it just dropped and the lead broke. Like it didn't like snap.
So you can like sharpen it.
Yeah, so I did just sharpen it, but I love that. Do you find music to be a form of self-care? Because I love when you can relate to a song, the lyrics.
It depends on how I'm feeling, because I definitely have certain playlists curated for different ways that I sometimes am, but yes and no. Sometimes I just find it annoying, and it's just like I'd rather have like white noise. I
love when you can relate. Like I'll give some right now to share with people. Soon You'll Get Better by Taylor Swift. Gorgeous song if you're really going through it. All I Know So Far by Pink is really good.
I have Try by Pink.
Ooh, that's a good song too. That's a really good one. Every Time by Britney Spears, Rachel and Elizabeth. I don't know why you guys get like weekly shout outs now, kind of like Mrs. Do. Hi, Mrs. Do. But Rachel would ask me to turn it off every time I played it in Florida because she was like, that song is so sad. Honestly, I've said this a million times. I'm going to say it again. Rain on Me. I literally went outside yesterday and took Abby out, my dog, who is 16, and it was pouring, and I just danced to that song. Like, I literally danced in the rain because
awesome.
life is not waiting for the storm to pass. Did I do the choreography? Yeah. We'll say I did. I did. But I love, like, do you have, what are some, you said Try. You have Try by Pink. Do you want to pull up your playlists? I just pulled up mine.
I can pull up my playlist, yeah. So here's a few that I have. It's a pretty long playlist, but there's some that are just songs that I have a personal connection to that don't necessarily have. So, strangely enough, Kill 'Em With Kindness by Selena Gomez is one that I have on there.
I love that song.
3 Foot Tall by Classified is probably one that not a lot of people have heard, but I like that song. The refrain goes, when you're alone, life can be a little rough. It makes you feel like you're 3 foot tall.
Okay.
When it's just you, your times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch your fall. And then there's a rap part that's kind of like, we're in this life together. Let's be there for people.
Cool.
And then I guess one more is All Time Low by John Bellion. And
I feel like I do know that song.
And I'm at an all-time low.
I guess I haven't heard that song.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe my singing's awful. But
no,
I like that song because it's just. I at one point I knew all of the lyrics, but at least the refrain. It's just John Bellion is just a really good artist because I think he relates. His music is very relatable, and he writes exactly what he's feeling. And I think that's what makes it really relatable and really approachable. And I think just when you're not feeling that great, and by the way, this playlist that I have is all in my Brings You Up When Life's Got You Down playlist. But listening to a refrain that's catchy, that's just, I'm at an all-time low, is just, all right, other people have been here. I'm not alone. It gets rid of the isolation.
I like that. I forgot one. Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga, which is on the, as you know, on the
Top Gun Maverick soundtrack. It is also the theme song of the movie. Is really, really good. And I love the concept of holding your own hand when you feel like that's all you have, but like when you feel alone, whether you are alone or not. I love that concept. And holding your own hand could be like a metaphor for like anything, really. It could be like doing the hard thing that you don't think you can do. It can be taking care of yourself when you feel you're not worthy. Like, it's just kind of like being there for yourself, literally, regardless of whatever. Yeah, that's a good message.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's also a concept I don't think a lot of people think about, is like be there for other people, but then also be there for yourself. All right, so we have meditation, ASMR, writing yourself some affirmations in the shower, listening to music. Did you have any?
Oh, I have so many more. I don't actually, but I've been going to bed early a lot this week.
Sleep. And that's a huge one. Yes.
That is a foreign concept to me. I have never been like since I was born, I have not gone to sleep early. I had a bedtime, and there was a reason I had a bedtime. And I should have had a bedtime in, like, college. I'm not even kidding. Like, an enforced bedtime. Because I don't go to sleep. But I've been sleeping, like, and by early for me, it was, like, 10:30, 11 when I was, like, going to sleep last night. But it was great. I've really liked it, and I love getting into a clean bed. I've said this before on the show, but, like, if there's one thing, and I don't take my own advice very often, but that if there's one thing you're going to do in the morning, make your bed, because you're really, really, really not going to regret it when you get into a clean bed at night. And it gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's like one thing. If you need to take down the small wins in order to get through the day, that's your first one.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You did say
And I
that
love it.
on I think in the routine episode.
I think so, yes. Yeah, but it's so good. And that it kind of goes along with like the I another thing I try to do is like fake it. It's like kind of like a fake it till you make it type of thing where I will like make sure if I'm not feeling good, I will get dressed and put on like a really like not nice outfit like in fancy as in fancy, but like an outfit that I really like that matches. I'll do my hair, I will groom myself, like shave and all of that stuff. And it's just like, yeah, you might not feel good, but you're doing everything that you would do when you do feel good, and it's kind of like it's not faking it because I would never want somebody to fake, if they're not okay. Like, it's okay not to be okay, but like if you're trying to make yourself feel better, just kind of putting yourself in that environment or mindset can sometimes be very helpful.
It's kind of what you're talking about is kind of like the opposite of what I said earlier about how I said the going through the motions of life sometimes gets monotonous for me. But
Mm-hmm.
also when you're not feeling yourself and you have kind of your routine or your you talked about grooming habits, that's also something that can help you like start your day and
Yeah.
jumpstart. Like I found that too when I've been in low points. Like having sometimes if I just, take a shower can change my mood tremendously. So just
Same.
showering, shaving my face, and cutting my nails, and
Same. Same. That's a big one for me
putting
too.
lotion on, or just like I don't know, just like those small things,
Mm.
I feel like make a difference too when I'm just trudging through
It
the
makes a
day. It's
huge
just like, all right,
difference.
I can fall back on this routine.
And then you can give yourself credit on it too. Like if you're really having a bit like
Right.
and it's also kind of like opposite action, which I believe is a CBT tool, cognitive behavioral therapy tool, where it's like when you want to do one thing, do the opposite. Like when you're not doing well, like if you want to like, oh, I don't feel good at all, I just want to like mope.
Mm.
It's like, okay, you could do that, or you could go out with your friends. You might not want to, but it's just kind of like it. You don't again. You don't have to. I don't want to
Your
come
behaviors
off.
change your cognitions.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not coming off as like, oh, you'll be fine. Just go have fun. Because that's not it. That's really not it. Um,
Go have fun, kiddo.
yeah, take a walk. Have you seen the meme that's like, if you say
Probably not.
if you say, if you say mental illness in the mirror 3 times and spin around, somebody with a live laugh love shirt will tell you to just will appear in the mirror and tell you to just take a walk. Or
No,
have you tried taking a walk?
I'm not.
Um,
But that's funny.
yeah. The last one I'll share. I like to get myself little like gifts. I think that helps. And by little, I do mean little. I'm not saying like, oh, it's time to spend, you know, $100 on myself. Although that can be very fun too, I will say. But like the most recent one I got, I guess the most recent one I got was a culotta for myself, and apparently 3 jelly donuts for the price of one. But I guess that's another one too. Random acts of kindness, like the tip, and also the employee giving me 3 donuts was really nice too, to be on the receiving end of that. But the most recent gift I got myself, like mini token of just, hey, you're enough, and you deserve happiness, was I went to Yankee Candle and they have these new car fresheners that they are new. It's not the same scent, or it's not a new scent. I got pumpkin spice because October and I love seasonal things, but it's this little, it blends into the vent of your car, and you open the top of it. It's just another type of air freshener, but it's black like my car, and you just put in the little piece of plastic and then you close it and it looks like it's part of the car in a way. But my car now smells like pumpkin spice, and it's very inviting, I have to say.
Yeah.
And it gives me something to, because I love seasonal things. As you know, I like colors for the seasons. I will be changing it to autumn wreath in November because it only lasts 30 days.
I like that one too. Kind of falls under the umbrella of like treating yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's something that's important to bring up in an episode about self-care is that I feel like oftentimes, at least when I think treat myself, for me it's like food items, like junk food or ice
Same.
cream or
Same.
things like that. or doing something that I don't want to do that's like an indulgement or something like that. Is indulgement a word?
Indulgence? That sounds
An indulgence.
That's like when but that's like when isn't that when the church like sold pardons?
Well, yeah, formally it's that, but I'm lowercase.
Well, for 19 we actually
I
do sell
indulgence.
we actually do sell indulgences on our website for $19.99.
We do? This is new.
No. We don't have a website.
I'm somehow the show's accountant too, and I don't know about this.
Oh, you're bad. What are you doing?
No, but what I was saying is that I feel like oftentimes it's like, oh, to live a good life, you want to look good, so you should diet, which is depriving yourself of food that you might not like, or you should exercise really, really hard, which sometimes some exercise or exercising is good, but doing it to the point where you're suffering is not so good. So like
that's not it.
Saying like having everything in moderation. Like if you want ice cream and you made it through your day successfully and it's been a day, there's absolutely no harm in treating yourself to ice cream. Unless you're
there
lactose
actually
intolerant.
Is for me. I was gonna say I would be passing away.
Right in front of you, right in front of you there. Unless you're lactose intolerant, which in that case get a different type of ice cream that doesn't have lactose in it. But
also, I would not pass away. Just
But yeah, just like what I'm saying. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, life is hard. Things happen, and sometimes self-care just means doing something that you want to do for you. Like obviously within reason, but indulging yourself once in a while is not a bad thing and can be a great form of self-care. And I think that's what you were getting at with your 3 jelly donuts or your Yankee Candle car freshener.
Yes.
Thing.
For sure.
And my ice cream.
Yes, exactly. I think a good way to end this episode, given that it is talking about self-care and relaxation, I want to offer this. There is a YouTube album. I don't know what is it a YouTube album? What do they call them?
Playlist?
There is a playlist. Thank you, Justin. There is a playlist by Chris Germer on YouTube, and Chris Germer studies self-compassion. He's devoted his whole life to it. He's a professor. He works very closely with Kristen Neff. They've developed a program on self-compassion. But there is a playlist on different self-compassion videos that he has created, and I have yet to do the affirmations one, but I'm really excited to do that one. But there's the self-compassion break, there's self-compassion for others, forgiveness of self, and they're all really, really good, and they're all relaxing, and I would say they double as meditations, as well as, well, I guess they not double, they are meditations, but they're also relaxing self-compassion tools. So we will link that in the episode description as well.
We love that.
Yeah, we do. All right. I'll see you around.
So let's all be
well.
Just be well. Be well and be real.
Let's be real.
Let's be. Have I sent you that SNL skit?
No. Is there a Be Real SNL skit?
We're watching this when we're done recording this.
Hot.
Anyway, we hope you are all well. We hope this episode has been entertaining and maybe helpful a little bit. And again, who knows? Maybe you and I are just doing this for ourselves, and we're just gonna go back to it and be like, oh, let's listen.
I mean, I'm fine with that too, to be honest.
We're helping each other. That's all this is.
Yes.
My name is Justin Dew.
And I'm Nick Gervasi.
And you can reach us at our email, pointofviewpodcast@gmail.com, or by sending us a voice message on our website, anchor.fm/pointofview. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Point of View Podcast and Twitter at Point of View. If you enjoy our show, give us a rating or review in the podcast platform place where you get your podcasts, not just Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, all of them, or share us with a friend or family member. We'd really appreciate it and are truly grateful for your support. As always, we hope you have a great week. Thank you for listening, and until next time.
H.
Of course, because they will carry on. If the other side is a sad story, we'll make good out of it. Because we count the times when we were together. be the same.